Hey guys, I hope you all are having a good day. I sure am. Listen, this morning I was listening to the 3 and Out podcast with John Middlecoff, and if you guys haven't listened to that, check it out because John Middlecoff is a former NFL scout. He was a scout for the Eagles under Andy Reid, and he just has a lot of information, a lot of knowledge of the game. He has a lot of contacts within the NFL, so he's really smart. He has a lot of really good takes. I always feel like when I listen to his podcast, I learned something. And today he did kind of, it's that week before training camp. It's like, man, we got to fill some time with some stuff. So what he did was he went through the divisions and was like, here's the team with the most pressure on each one. And so I'm going to start out with the NFC North because I'm a Packer fan and that's my division. And I'm guessing that most people, if they were going to say who's got the most pressure on, they'd say Detroit, not quite getting it done, not quite making it to the Super Bowl last year, falling a little short, or Green Bay, who got really hot at the end of the year. Jordan Love picked it up, led the team down to a playoff victory in Dallas, just really throttled the Cowboys, which made me super happy. Not just because it was a win, but because they whipped the Cowboys. I'm a little bit of a hater. I can admit it. It's not going to be the Minnesota Vikings. They got too much up in the air at the quarterback position. Is it going to be J.J. McCarthy? Is it going to be Sam Darnold? Who's going to step into that, right? So I really think that the team with the most pressure on them this year, and maybe not even the team, but the coaching staff for sure, is the Chicago Bears. You think about it, Ryan Poles fleeced the Carolina Panthers last year in that trade. Wound up with the number 1 overall pick. They sure didn't have a record of a number 1 overall picking team. I think they won 7 or 8 games last year. And that was with Justin Fields, who just never quite developed into a passing quarterback. But then the question is, why didn't he? Why did he just depend on his legs all the time? And why wasn't he finding... he had open receivers all the time. In both the Packer games last year, you could see guys running wide open, and he's just taking off and running. Or he's just sitting there. He's not trusting what he's seeing. And I think that goes to coaching. And I know they got a new offensive coordinator. But Eberflus, is he... And he did a great job with the defense last year. But can they develop him? Can they develop Caleb Williams into a guy that we saw last year at USC, using his legs all the time because he could, because it's what he had to do, right? I think this coaching staff, if they aren't able to get Caleb to trust what he's seeing, stand in the pocket, and try to deliver the ball, I think this coaching staff could be in real trouble. I think that I don't think it'd take long. If the season starts out really slow for them, you could get to mid-October to late October, and Eberflus and that staff could be done, right? Personally, I thought they should have got rid of him last year. Even though the team started to improve late in the year and the defense started to get better, they knew at the end of last season that they were going to draft Caleb Williams. The second they got that number 1 overall pick, they knew they were going to get Caleb Williams. So once you're going to do that, why in this league that is so offense-driven, that is so just everything is offense, all the rules, everything is just pivoting to offense, why wouldn't you go out and try to bring in an offensive head coach that's going to develop this kid? The way it is right now, I'm afraid this kid's going to turn into Andrew Luck, and he's going to have to carry everything. We saw what happened to Andrew Luck. He got the snot beat out of him. Now the Bears have a much better offensive line for Caleb Williams than the Colts did for Andrew Luck back in the day. But are they going to develop him? They went out and they got Keenan Allen. They brought him in from the Chargers. They got some guys. They got some dudes. Offensively, they should be pretty good, but do they have the coaching staff to build that up? We're going to find out. Caleb did finally get his contract signed. He's going to be in camp. It's all that's all set. But is this coaching staff going to be able? Because the expectations are high in Chicago. Those fans, that front office, that ownership group, they want playoffs this year. They aren't going to put up with another season like last year. If they have a season like last year and Caleb Williams is showing that he's improving, I think they might give him another chance. But man, I tell you, I would have got rid of this staff and I'd have brought in a whole new staff with an offensive head coach, a play calling head coach. I think that works the best. Look what happened in Green Bay with Jordan Love. They drafted him. Now they had a couple of years to develop him with Aaron Rodgers on the roster, right? But Matt LaFleur working with him. It started out slow last year, but halfway through the season he started to let it rip, and man, he looked a lot better, and even delivered a playoff win. So, we'll time will tell. But really, the team with the most pressure on them this year in the NFC North is definitely the Chicago Bears. Guys, let me know what you think. Is it the Bears or is it the Lions or the Packers? Because I really just think it's Chicago with the highest expectations this year. Let me know what y'all think. Have a good day. Bye.